son. Where'd you find this?
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late, they cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll tolerate it.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Peace, blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. Happy Saturday, good people. Shout out to my poets, writers, content creators, all that good stuff in between. Shout outs to the people who have been showing up and showing out in the comment section. I appreciate you, your time, your feedback, good, bad, indifferent. I think all criticism is productive and is necessary for growth. So I will forever be grateful for all feedback that I get. If you're not following, make sure that you hit that button, like, share, repost, and let the people know that we are live. You see the title. I got a clip I want to play for y'all. I'm gonna bring it up here on the big screen. And we're gonna chop it up, man. I don't know if y'all heard about this story, but if you didn't, that's fine. I'm still coming across these things as I scroll on these social media streets. Wasn't really too sure if I was going to cover this one or not, but we here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this up on the big screen, and we're going to have a conversation. Sound good? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you've seen it before, if you're not familiar with it, do you have any feelings about it? Are you indifferent? I love to hear back from y'all. You know, that's what makes these discussions that much more significant. You dig? Chef, what's up? What's up, sir? What's the word? What's the word? Hope all is well, my dear brother. Let me bring this up on the big screen real quick. I had to find this one because they take this stuff down on certain sites. They had it up at one point on IG, but I guess they got rid of it, which is weird because y'all pick and choose who you want to allow to post certain shit. Cause I see a lot of videos with dildos in it, but y'all don't get rid of them content creators. These motherfuckers be doing all types of freaky shit on camera. Y'all ain't got no smoke for them. And then there's somebody that I follow. Shout out to them. This ain't no shade to them. There's somebody I follow that has like a real gripe with Israel and everything that's going on over there. And they share stories of people with legs and arms and shit blown off, kids dead in front of their family members, blood coming out there. Like some real graphic shit, the type of stuff that you only see on like those apps that don't have no connection with like Meta and shit like that. Real graphic stuff. They let her play that, but y'all got an issue with this. I don't know. It is what it is. This is what I'm gonna do though. I'm gonna let this clip play. Let's see, how long is it? Nah, I'm not even sure. I'm gonna let the drink rock out though, and we're gonna chop it up. All right.
So this man in North Carolina got shot and killed after acting tough, pulling out his gun in public and making threats. And this video's going viral about what happened next.
I said, what's up? That's it, nigga. I was being polite, my motherfucking nigga. Straight up. What type of time you on, nigga?
It always start out front of the liquor store or the gas station.
Trying to lose your life.
Trying to lose your life?
Like that, homie. Now you better look at me. I'm with you straight up, bro. I ain't the one, bro. I promise.
Oh, come on. He whipped out the gun, bro.
I promise you I ain't gonna be the first time. Yeah, this will just be the last time. I promise you I ain't the motherfucking one. Facts. I promise.
Oh.
The officer fires multiple rounds again.
Dang.
This is after the police department says Manigault raised his gun to fire at the officer beforehand.
Dang.
Manigault ultimately died.
They saying the whole time the gun he pulled was fake. The gun he waved around in that store wasn't even real.
Police say they later learned Manigault's weapon was not even real. It was a replica. The department says
The two officers that was involved in the shooting that took that man's life was cleared of all wrongdoing. And look, man, a lot of people are upset, but that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is how us as men tend to throw away our lives for the dumbest reasons. The fact is, he should have never pulled out that gun in the middle of that gas station like that, in a public place, wolfing, selling wolf tickets with a fake gun. R.I.P. the homie, my prayer to his family. But we gotta look at situations like this and we gotta think, y'all. We gotta think. You can't be waving around guns, real guns or fake guns, in the middle of the store with other grown men and think that ain't nobody gonna do nothing. And think that it might not be no undercover cops in that store. You don't know who's...
For copyright reasons, I'm not going to play the rest of that, but you got the gist of it. I seen the story on Instagram a week and a half ago. You brought the topic up to me a day or two ago. Good evening, by the way. And condolences to the family, like Chef said, of course. We definitely going to peel the layers back, but what's going on, man?
Yeah, shout out to you, man. Just the main events tonight. I also send my condolences out to that brother's family for that tragic shooting that happened at that store. Yeah, I couldn't really see the whole clip, but I am familiar with the story that happened, and I was gonna also say shout out to the new logo, man. That's nice. But yeah, man, this type of stuff right here could have been prevented. I'm gonna say that it should have been prevented. Like they stated on there, that the man gun wasn't even real, and he's old enough not to. Well, he's old enough to know that what can happen in a situation like that. Um, that was crazy though, and I believe that was the owner of the store, and he definitely has a right to protect his business. We see this all the time. Somebody come in there, from the urban culture, thinking they gonna get a quick come up. People got stuff. Owners got stuff planned in place. They might got the shotgun close by. They might got something under the counter where they can alert, authorities to say they business when they getting robbed. It happens all the time. But in this situation, I don't really think he was even uh concerned with the owner. It was between him and the main man. So, he definitely got caught off guard with that one.
I'm sick and tired of seeing shit like this, to be honest with you. Because when I watched it initially, my first thoughts was, here we go again, more black on black. Meanwhile, our country is being ran into the ground. Our water is getting distorted. Our food is getting poisoned. The children are continuously coming up missing. And these dudes is still going out here at the age of 30 and up, acting like this is the wild, wild west. At what age do you grow out of that childish mentality? Do you break that habit? So there's a couple of things that people were pissed off about with this. For me, I'm black fatigued. I'm exhausted from seeing the shit. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people have mixed reactions. Some folks are pissed off because they think that the guy with the fake gun, when he lost his life, it was due to overkill. But there's a lot of people who are saying, well, it was justified. And quite frankly, to me, it was very justified. We just got to the point to where nobody can handle their emotions anymore. Like, niggas is just gonna be niggas, man. I'm just gonna say it like that. Niggas are just gonna be niggas. We're not talking about black men. We're talking about niggas, the ones who will forever live according to the street code ideology. All they know how to do is respond and react off of emotion, off of movies and TV, and off of violence. There's no other way or form of resolution for them. And you lost your life with a fucking cap gun, my nigga. So you get into it with a dude, you pull the joint out, and it ain't even real. But it was already bad enough that you even had to go there. The guy that you was arguing with wasn't even showing or brandishing any type of weapon at all. It was a heated argument between you and the other person. But it took you to pull your weapon out to get your point across that you're a tough guy. That's the only way you know how to express yourself in that moment. Oh, it's a lot that I can say about it, but I'm gonna stop right there.
Yeah, the one thing I was going to touch on also, there was an argument, but I don't even know what the hell they was arguing about, to be honest. Um, that's one thing, and then the other thing is, it was between those two. Wasn't no robbery or nothing like that, but they were arguing, and then like you said, he pulled his gun out. Um, the sad part is, like you stated, it was a damn cap gun. That's that's embarrassing, for one. Um, Cap guns was something that, maybe teenagers would use to rob a store or something like that. They would probably use a fake gun or whatever like that. This man he's a grown man, and will supposedly be a grown man, and in a situation like that, when you pulled it out when you was in the argument, I guess you was trying to scare the person to make them stop talking to you. However the argument was going, I guess that was the point there. But you gotta be you gotta be aware of your own surroundings. And I don't think the brother was aware of his own surroundings at all, you know, because if he really was, he would have been peeping. It's other people in the store. Now, yeah, he had the argument with my man, but you know, when you pull that gun out, fake or not, because it was fake or not, you change the landscape of a situation when you do that. Because yeah, you might be arguing with my man, but you're a threat to everybody that's in that damn store. Cause yeah, just because y'all was arguing, that could have went a lot of ways. He could have probably just said, fuck it, man. I just start busting him, and he probably ain't know how to aim. It's a lot of YNs out here don't know how to aim. It's a cool thing to have a weapon these days when you're a YN. It's cool, you know. Um, and you don't even know how to aim, and you're not really for that, about that life for real, for real. You just imitating, what you see on TV, you know what I'm saying? Internet gangster, whatever you want to put on it. But when you get to the real, when you get to the real deal spill, the meat and potatoes of the situation, that man that pulled that real gun out that was in that store, he felt like he was threatened when he pulled that damn gun out. That's what happened. Now, yeah, your intentions probably wasn't to hit him, but he was in his proximity, and he was around everybody that was, in that store. So that changes everything. So in his nature, the guy, the owner, whatever, he pulls a gun out for protection. Now, going back to what you said on the actual shots itself, was it an overkill? You goddamn right that was an overkill. You don't shoot nobody that many times, my dude. You don't do that. And another thing, he didn't have a problem with him. So yeah, you shot him um because you felt threatened because he pulled the gun out. I give you that. But at the point of following him continuously to shoot him, yeah, I think that was a bit damn much. He shouldn't have did it like that way. And if the guy was aiming to kill him, then I would understand the rest of the shots. But just for his safety, he shot him through that door. He shot him out that door for his safety because he was right there holding the gun, even though it was a fake one. You got it.
Chef said something that I was thinking about, and I think it's bigger than just this store situation, right? Because I don't want to say you got a severe diagnosis, but it does speak a lot to a person's mental state. Like, are you really all together, my guy? Half the people that are in prison, they had educations. A lot of them probably were good in school, and I'm not saying all of them were, but a lot of these folks were collegiate bound. A lot of them had the promise to be something extraordinary with high IQs. But the one thing that got them screwed over was their inability to regulate their emotions. Now, does that mean that they have a mental issue? Not necessarily. To me, a lot of this shit got something to do with how you were programmed. But the sad truth is, a lot of us don't really know if we have those type of issues either. We don't take therapy. We don't sit underneath a CAT scan or in a doctor's office and have these people telling us whether or not we need to pop pills or if we need to really sit down on the couch with somebody and talk about everything that happened to us when we were younger and growing up to kind of unpack all of this shit. Because why is it that we keep seeing this temperament over and over and over again? Now, as far as I'm concerned, it wasn't overkill to me. And the reason why I say the shit is because if I'm the store owner or I'm that officer, all I know is you pulled a gun out. That's all I know. So as far as I'm concerned, once you pull the gun out and you hold it up in any type of direction where it looks like you, I'm not about to sit up here and give you the chance to let off nothing. But the thing that really bothered me the most about it wasn't the fact that he shot at him excessively. It was the fact that when he was leaving out the store, it wasn't like this nigga was walking backwards, had the gun up, and was firing it. He was leaving out. He had his back turned. Then he was leaving out, and the guy followed out after him. To be honest with you, I think that could have been handled differently. But like that's one of them things where you really don't know what could happen in a split second because he could have left outside the store and started shooting in the store. But that don't seem to make a lot of sense to me. It seemed like him and the dude got into it. It doesn't really appear like it was really worth anything. Y'all niggas be ready to crash out over words. His manhood got checked. He felt some type of way. He threatened him, but it didn't escalate. He left. Then the guy followed after him. So on one hand, I'm like, yeah, he was wrong for pulling the gun out in the store. But he left the store. So did he really need to shoot that man when he left the store? He could have locked the store down, locked everybody that was left in there. I don't know. This is just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been handled a lot of ways, but my only point is what made it an overkill is like you said, the man ain't have to follow him with the jump, shooting him. You already hit him a few times at the door, is what I saw. And I mean, at that point, um, he should known that as he went out, that what I'm saying, come on, if the gun was real, what I'm saying, shots would have went back. Now how many times that owner, he might even had a gun in the store or whatever to protect his business, but he not fucking stupid though. They not gonna sit there and test their metal against somebody, 2 or 3 people with guns coming in there robbing, or a dude that got a real jump. They not gonna pull that motherfucker out. Now, let's just say the gun was real. All right. Yeah, he might have been in an argument with Cuz, but I don't think the motherfucker would have tried that if it was real, because he first of all, he already got his joint drawn. You gotta pull yours out. Let's just say he said, you know what, I'm tired of you saying this bullshit to me, pulled it out, cocked it back, and put it to his head. You think that owner would have tried that shit at that point? If he locked and loaded and put it to his head, he would have looked at that as like, man, that's real. You know? I don't know. If he'll do him, I know he gonna do me. So I'm just saying the situation went the way it went, but it's been situations where, the owner thought twice about pulling that damn gun out, because you was close right there. If it was real, let's just say he shot him and he failed. He was the next target. If you feel me, he's right there. You would have went to the ground too, my nigga. Like you wouldn't have wanted to pull that gun out. You know what I'm saying? He had an opportunity. The dude wasn't mad aggressive with the gun. He was talking trash, but he didn't have a gun to the point where I shoot everybody in this store. Dude took that as an opportunity. He pulled his out, popped him a few times out the door, and then walked up on him and finished, and he kept going. And at that point, if you get shot and he walking out the door, wouldn't you retaliate? If somebody shoots you and your gun was real, shots would have went back and forth. Yeah. So that was uncalled for. You already done shot him. That's how I look at it. But going back to the mental health, because I see your man touched on mental health. It's definitely a mental health situation. But what I wanna enlighten people with that temperament, because you made a good point with the temperament of black males these days, black men, is most. I'm not saying all, but most black men today was raised in single parent households. We covered this many times, and most of the time, a boy is raised by his mom. Most of the time, and when that happens, you know, he kind of growing up emulating all her characteristics, her movements, and the emotional uh OC, out of control mentality, behavior. And see, let this be a lesson, because in the situation with that video we just watched, I don't think, if the sex was different, let's just say the dude was a woman, do you honestly think that owner would have shot a female that many times for, you know, spazzing out or crashing out or however you want to put it. I don't feel like that owner would have felt as threatened as it was because he was a man. And that's what guys got to understand. You might got all this, you know, emotional immaturity up in you, but when you a grown ass man and you was a little boy and then you become a grown ass man, the world don't look at it like that. The real world don't give a fuck about what happened to you. They gonna protect them, and they gonna treat you like you supposed to have the qualifications as a man and have the control and all that of your emotions. And if you don't have that under control, you're gonna find yourself in a real life situation like that video, and you're gonna lose your life. You got it.
I kind of got to side with you and Chef on one part, and that's where it would seem like this man just needed a reason to shoot him, a black man. And he was given the opportunity, like it just fell in his lap. That's what it's coming off like. You try being a gas station owner or a 7-Eleven owner, and niggas just keep robbing your store, or someone just keep coming into your shit and breaking stuff, and you got all of these issues that always seem to surround this specific group of people. You might be on edge too. Like I'm trying to play devil's advocate, but in the same breath, it's like this white man just shot down this black guy with his back turned. And if you are actually a cop, SM, what's up? If you're actually a cop, then you're supposed to know how to at least wound the person to the point to where they don't have no ability to fire back or had a chance to do that. You seem to have gone above and beyond just putting them down just until the cops arrive. But do you put yourself in? Matter of fact, I asked this question: is this a situation based on what y'all saw? Is this a situation where if you were in that position, you the store owner or you're a civilian in there, you have a licensed weapon, you see this scenario play out, how do you respond? Do you look at this like it was a threat or opportunity and an excuse to use your weapon? Like how do you move forward with that with a clean conscience, by the way? Because anybody who wants to protect the people that's in their store, you want to do it to where you know without a shadow of a doubt that this had to be done. Nobody wants to just shoot and injure someone. Not no sane, rational person.
And the sad part about it, the dude with the fake gun, he probably, when he did that in that man's shit like that, in that man's store, he probably didn't even look at him like, you know, he was a threat. He shot that man clearly out of scarcity. It was blatant. If you look at the video, that was straight scarcity. I'm scared. But like I keep saying, the man the owner that did it, he would have had the same energy if he was just coming directly at him with the jump. You see what I'm saying? It's a different story. It's a lot of owners Yeah, they might have shotguns, guns, or whatever at the register, but how many motherfuckers gonna really use it if you know all these people coming in there to get your store and they all packing? You're not gonna do that shit. You're not gonna take your weapon out like he did and try your hand. You're gonna die. That they think about shit like that. There's been a lot of times where they get jacked by multiple people and they know this real. They take whatever they want. They scared. They'll probably try to call the police or something first. It's just them. You see what I'm saying? So they'll take that robbery first. Now after they leave the store, then yeah, you probably want to retaliate, but you ain't gonna do it in the act. You see what I'm saying? Because this is a direct hit at you. See, it's different in this situation because he took advantage of the argument. Now, you being the owner of the store, only thing I can say is, man, y'all gotta take that shit out my store. You know what I'm saying? Draw it and y'all take that shit out my store. Y'all not doing that in here because it ain't had nothing to do with the owner. But my only thing is if it was a direct shot at that owner, he wouldn't have drew that damn gun out. He shot that man that many times because he was scared. He was scared, bro. That's scarcity. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. That man was scared as shit. And it ain't had nothing to do with him. He's scared of that culture. You feel me? We're gonna keep it a whole bean on here. That man was scared of that culture. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was my man with the fake gun, the dude he was arguing with, he ain't trust none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? This dude, any one of them could have pulled it. Like like he pulled his out, his fake. He looking at it like, damn, wouldn't have the other dude pulled his out? I'm right here though. And they arguing, you know what I'm saying? He ain't trust none of that shit.
I'm not even gonna sit here and say that's not even a possibility because all these black kids getting hung. The teacher just got fired for that shit, bringing up a black doll. Another black teacher, not black teacher, a white teacher was harassing an autistic black kid. There's a lot of this shit just going on, and it's getting bad, like bad. Like all you gotta do is scroll, and you just stop on some shit, and it's absolutely fucking disgusting, man. Yeah.
And they could have, and another thing, they could have, if it played out, because the problem, like I said, the problem wasn't with the owner, it was between them two guys, two black dudes. Let's just say they going back and forth, and they probably can de-escalate they own, you know what I'm saying? They own differences, you know what I'm saying? But that man ain't look at it like that. He look at it like, man, if he starts shooting, I can die. He probably kill me. If he gonna kill him, he gonna kill me. If he gonna kill his own people, he gonna kill me. Let me take my chances while he not looking and pull this out and shoot this man out the door.
Well, hell, ain't shit. That ain't. That's a possibility, Nick. What are you talking about? Shit.
The bottom line is that man was scared, and if he was really gonna do it, bro, he wouldn't have been able to. If it was really going down for real, he wouldn't be able to pull that gun out and shoot him like that. The way that went down, he wouldn't have been able to do that. These it's been so many owners who got robbed and was smart enough not to do that, did not lose their life. Let's keep it a bean. They might have had something on them, but they knew if they drew that weapon, what was gonna happen to them in that damn store. We not lying on here. It ain't no every time somebody got robbed or owner got robbed or jacked, they had something. They wasn't always unarmed. You know what I'm saying? They just knew he just had an opportunity. That's all. That's the only difference I see right here is that dude had an opportunity by the distraction with them arguing, and he shot him. But if it was just him on him, he wouldn't have did that shit.
Are you honestly going to sit here and tell me that them fools getting in an argument in that store, they could have de-escalated that shit? I'm not talking about the white dude. I'm talking about the black man on the black man shit. When he
Yeah,
pulled, when,
let's
when he when he pulled the gun out on him, you telling me that shit would have been over with?
What I'm saying is culturally in the culture, you know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of times that black people talk shit to each other, and you know what I'm saying, it don't always end like that. You see what I'm saying? So it depends on if they strangers or whatever, that's one thing. But it's been times that people know each other and say, man, I do this, blah, 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 just talk shit. And then it don't go nowhere. Like it ends. But I'm just saying from a culture standpoint, he don't know that. You know, he looking at it like, man, this is my store. I get that. I get the fact that that's his store. You know what I'm saying? But if it was mano a mano and dude came in there straight up to just like rob the store with the gun and all of that, whether the motherfucker was a cap or not, he wouldn't have did that shit.
See, I'm not even saying that the white man ain't want to do it. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is this convoluted little story that you're trying to put up here and say, oh, a lot of black people would have just walked away from that shit. Have you ever gotten your life threatened by a black? Have you ever been threatened by somebody and just forgot about it and didn't take the shit serious? Are you fucking crazy? You tell me that most black people get a gun pulled out on them, or their life gets threatened, and they just walk away from it, and nothing happens from it. You done lost your fucking mind. You really tripping. And we like, come on, man.
It depends on, like I said, it depends on the history. If people know each other and all that, I know people that knew each other and talk mad shit about each other, ain't nothing go down. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying to him, let's just say the gun don't come out. They could have just threw hands. He still could have drawn and say, take that shit outside. You see what I'm saying? They could have just said, man, I'm tired of you talking this shit. We throwing hands in this store. He could have drawn both of them. You know, y'all take that outside. You see what I'm saying? The only way that he should be accepted to shooting that man that many times, this is the bottom line here, is if that man drew that gun on that owner and was trying to shoot him. Then I say let the whole clip out. You know what I'm saying?
So if this nigga would have pulled the gun out on a fucking woman or a kid in the store, you telling me he should just mind his business and not do nothing?
First of all, he not a cop. Was he a cop?
He was a cop.
So he was a cop. So if he was a cop, if he was a cop, yeah. He know how to handle this. He should know how to handle the situation. He shouldn't have used aggressive, excessive force like that, knowing that he was a cop. Now, de-escalating the situation, cool. You're supposed to be able to do that. Like you said in the beginning of this, John, you said he could have shot him to wound him. We had a lot of stories that they had a chance to de-escalate, but the excessive force, yeah, that's a punishment, especially if you're a cop, because you're supposed to know how to handle that situation without losing somebody's life, especially if he had a fake gun. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, you think you're gonna get that many damn shots off at me if my joint real? It's not happening.
Here's the thing I want to add too, because I feel like 90% of this shit could be avoided, especially if this is your store. You're probably in a area where this type of activity happens a lot. If your property is in one of these type of communities, we got to keep it a whole buck, man. The likelihood of that right there occurring over and over is more likely than if you're in a gated community. Let's be real. I'm not on no side here. I believe that man should still be alive today. I do believe there was excessive force. I do believe that there is a pinch of racism that went into that. But let's not act like these events couldn't have been prevented if these two black men knew how
And
to
then
carry
and,
themselves.
and then I'm looking at the fact you just said the man was a cop, right? Yeah, that was his store, or whatever, but you just said it was a cop. He could have motherfucking drew the gun and told him to put it down. He had the angle. He already had time to do it because he wasn't even looking at the cop. So it wasn't like he had the gun on the cop. So
So
he could have drew the gun on the dude with the fake gun
how
and
can
held it
how,
on him and told him to get
how
down.
how can he pull a gun out on someone who already has a gun out? The officer don't know the gun is fake or not. The gun was so hold up. The gun was already out in his hand, pointing.
I
He don't. He
I
don't.
I
He
know
don't. He
that.
doesn't.
I
He
know
don't.
that.
He don't know the gun is fake.
I know
So
that too.
if
It don't matter if
if
it's fake or
if
if it don't matter.
bruh,
You don't just shoot a
you're not
motherfucker though
hearing me. You're
if
not
you a
hearing me.
cop.
You're not hearing me. He already had the gun out. If the officer pulls his gun out, the guy could have shot the nigga. He could have shot him before he even pulled his gun out. That's what I'm saying. You saying it like this is the movies or some shit. Like he gonna pull his gun out. That's gonna make him put his gun down. No, nigga, he got the advantage because he has the gun pointed on somebody.
But it wasn't pointed at him directly. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But it was
It was an
it was
argument. It was an
but it was
argument between him and the man. He wouldn't have had a chance to shoot him. Then
all
if
right,
you
all
saying
right.
it like that,
I give
he
you
wouldn't have
another
had a chance to
scenario.
shoot him.
I give you another scenario. And hypothetical. You're the officer. This guy has someone at gunpoint. You draw your weapon. He's going to shoot her. What do you do?
He had somebody at gunpoint, meaning like he holding a gun up to their head.
He has the gun on their body. Doesn't matter if it's at their head, neck. He has the gun on them, and he's going to use them as a hostage to get out. And if you make the wrong move, he's going to shoot them. What do you do?
Well, you got to have your gun drawn first, and he got the advantage because he got the hostage. But that's not what this is, though. You know what I'm saying? The man he wouldn't even had a chance to draw that damn gun if he wasn't facing dude. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? If he, let's just say he was coming at that cop, he had the advantage the whole time. He wasn't gonna be able to draw the gun in time to shoot him the way he did in that store if he wasn't the main target. So what I'm saying is he was able to do that because his attention was on my man. So what if that's the case? Why the fuck couldn't he pull the gun and just like he shot him, told him to put the motherfucker down? You shot even if you did shoot him that one joint, you a cop. You could have just wounded him and cuffed him up. You didn't have to do that if you a cop. That's what I'm saying. There's too many damn cases where, cops, like you said before, because you said it on here, they use this situation as an advantage to take a life. And that's what this was. That's exactly what this was. Now that I know all that he's a cop, that man should have had a training to not have handled it like that. That's all I'm saying.
To be completely honest with you, Once they got the arguing in the store, that should have been his job and his opportunity to escort them off the premises. When the exchange of words between the guy and the other guy got heated, that's when he should have been like, y'all gotta go. It should have never gotten to the point to where the man pulled anything out of his pants or nothing. Period.
But who gonna say that though? If you scared, because he shot him a rack of times, bro. And I'm saying that because the man was scared. That was the aftermath of the argument that them two was having. So he was probably scared the whole time this was going on. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you a cop, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to do better than that.
I don't believe in the scared shit. It's either he just wanted to kill a black man, and that was pretty much the bottom line with that. He just wanted to kill him a nigga. He had an opportunity to do it, and he did it. All that scared shit. I don't want to hear that scared shit.
He used two black men to take out one, and that's what happened. He used the verses to take him out.
And now that we established that, I want you to address the fact that these stupid motherfuckers keep on perpetuating this cycle that ends up doing nothing but getting the ass locked up or put in the ground. Like you already, you know these people don't fuck with us anyway, but y'all keep on getting in this same routine over and over and over again. Why the hell are y'all fighting and arguing over the dumbest shit anyway? Why are you even giving these white officers the opportunity to fire off on your dumb ass anyway? Why you can't control yourself? Fight, fist, go outside. What's the need to be all bravado like brolic and shit?
So he would have still had to do something, even if they start going with the hands. Like that's what I was gonna say. You pulled out a fake cap gun, bro. You could have just went with the hands if you know what I'm saying, and just got it out the way like that. Or y'all could have said, all right, meet me outside or take it out the store and do it. And do it that way. You know what I'm saying? Instead of letting it escalate. But like I said in the beginning, once he pulled that fake cap gun out, the whole situation changed. It changed. It changed everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't bring a gun in the situation and be surprised, man. And that's how this thing job went down. Because I mean, at the time, ain't nobody know off the rip that was a fake gun. Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, nigga, you come if I am licensed and you come into a gas station where I'm at, and I seen all these fucking videos of gas station shootings and shit like that. I'm not fuck that. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. It's gonna be you or me, my nigga. And then I tell you what, I ain't waiting. I'm not about to sit up here and question whether or not you got good aim, bad aim. I don't care if you are after that particular person, nigga. Them bullets don't got names on it. Them motherfuckers can hit anything, ricochet off anything. No, nah. Kids have died because of somebody else's shit. Been hit because of other people's shit. They ain't got nothing to do with y'all stuff.
And
so
it's all about timing and judgment, man. You know, with these situations, you gotta have some good timing and you gotta have some good judgment. Everybody that come in this store, you got your own business in the hood, and you think because you in the hood that everybody that walk in your store ready to bust your damn head open. That's you shouldn't have no fucking business then. If you got to think like that, why have a business?
Well, shit, people shouldn't act like that either then.
Yeah, but take your business elsewhere because these the same people that's putting money in your fucking pocket. Because if they coming in there buying shit, helping you out, everybody in there ain't your enemy. That come up in that store. Now you got certain ones like you stated earlier that be acting like a straight nick. Okay, but everybody ain't going like that. They straight up with the business. So you just gotta. That's why I say timing and judgment. If your judgment fucked up, you gonna make an error. If your timing fucked up, you can lose your life. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta have a good discernment in this shit because if you make a mistake and the whole hood gonna be after your ass.
That's exactly why I said if you are a store owner or you work a register, your business is in any of these areas, you signed up for it. You know what you're getting into. You need to do everything in your power to protect your company, your brand, your family. Everybody comes in and out of that store because everybody is not going to be on that same ignorant time. But we're not going to act like a lot of these fools ain't on it. We're going to stop protecting it. Stop babyfying these fucking grown ass men and these ratchet ass women who go and destroy these communities with their bullshit. There wouldn't be a need for all this shit if people knew how to fucking act. If they presented themselves better, if they had more respect for their culture. We don't respect our own culture. Why are they going to respect it? Is he wrong? Absolutely. I said it earlier on record. The man should still be alive. But also, that guy, that same one who pulled out the toy, what was going on up here, brother? Why, as a black man, are we so sensitive? Why do everything trigger us? Why can't we control ourselves? We control ourselves when we are getting that paycheck from that same white person. But when it comes to us dealing with each other, all bets are off. Everything is destroy, kill, rob. And these are all foreigners that's running these gas stations and these stores in these neighborhoods. You think they like us? You think they respect us? Most of them can't stand us. I'm glad that I wasn't even looking at the comment, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like most of them people don't look at us like anything for real. So it's like that man didn't have to lose his life. That fight that happened between him and that dude could have went completely different, and they could have moved and positioned themselves in a way where the fucking cop didn't even have to do what he did. All they had to do was act accordingly, move smarter. All right, y'all got grievances, handle it somewhere else. Why does everything have to end up in a grave or in jail? Why even? I'm at the point to where I don't want to give hateful people the ammunition to execute us every single chance they get. I don't know, man.
Yeah, we just gotta stop being so damn ignorant and so quick to violence. With especially when it comes amongst us, because we all come from you know the hardships. You know what I'm saying? So we should understand each other on the note like that. And while we talking about businesses, man, we should support each other. We definitely should support Black owned businesses. You know, you just stated uh these motherfuckers don't care about you, but they willing to take your money. You see what I'm saying? So we should be the ones uh starting more businesses for our own community. And that way, you know what I'm saying, shit can be a little genuine. It could be a little understanding between business and the area that you had in your having your business in. But we can't do that being hateful and crab in the bucket mentality and all that shit ain't gonna get you nothing. But it's a losing mentality. You gonna get killed or you going to jail. So I mean, we gotta lose that. That shit is bogus. You know what I'm saying? It don't get you far. But I think that's what needs to happen because of situations like this, because they don't look at us the same. They don't. He didn't understand the culture, is why he pulled that trigger like that many times. He ain't understand the culture. And we gotta stop being so damn ignorant that the pull out a damn cap gun. Like, are you serious? In 2026? Come on, man. Shaking my head to that. You know what I'm saying? Now you done lost your life for something that could have been prevented, man. And going back to them two arguing, man, we also gotta learn as men, as Black men, how to resolve a situation without getting emotional, like you said, and pull the damn fake gun out. Cause then you change the whole element of the situation when you did that shit. You can't even fucking communicate, the issue properly, and get an understanding. Because everybody wanna talk over the other person, or they only saying shit to just get their way and be right when they probably wrong as hell anyway to begin with. See what I'm saying? So that shit come down to the mentality of people, man. And when you brung up that way, like you said earlier in the stream, ain't no counseling going on. You ain't getting treated for all your emotional immaturity, your baggage, your mental health is challenged every day. You ain't getting all that challenge, man. You gonna get yourself in something serious and that you can't get out of. And as you saw that video, everybody that watched that video, they not like us. You know what I'm saying? And they don't look at us the same. So that's why that went down the way it went down.
And it's going to continue to go that way until people start to get a hold of themselves. None of this is really about anything other than preservation. We keep shortening our lifespan. And it's not like you jumping out one window to grab the arm of someone and prevent them from falling from a 5-story building, or you running into a burning house to save somebody. Nah. When you leave this earth, y'all leaving for the most ridiculous reasons. I don't want to give I don't want to give the enemy any reason to attack, assault, or execute any of their demonic wishes on me or my bloodline. You just keep feeding fuel to the fire. Just keep on handing out easy access. So every time they scroll, and I keep telling you, every time they scroll and in them comment sections on Instagram and Twitter and all that, they say the same shit. Usual suspect, usual suspect, usual suspect. They be trolling. A lot of them be really in there just happy as hell. Nah, they don't care about our culture. Matter of fact, a lot of them are envious of it. And I've had this conversation on a number of occasions with different people. They try to steal and take everything we have. I don't even think they hate us. I think they want what they were not genetically given.
They just want to take what we have and use it against us. They don't want us to be a part of what we created, and that's crazy in itself. You know what I mean? So yeah, we got it. We started a whole lot of things, but at the end of the day, they want to be the ones to take the credit for it. And they want to make money off of it, and they want our ass out the way at the same time. So I think that in itself, we got to wake up, man. We got to wake up. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean we should be, definitely shouldn't be racist either, but we just need to be self-aware of the situation that we go up against. Recognize it. That's what I'm saying. Recognize. And once you recognize, you'll know how to move out here. That's the difference. You know, you don't want to get caught in no damn glue trap because you're not getting off. So it's too many people fail to the system and all of that. And we got plenty of stories on here. We did plenty of stories on here that it happened that way. So we just gotta be mindful, man, and walk accordingly. You know, everybody should have their own. The truth is, everybody should have their own business. So you ain't gotta, leech off the next leech off one of their business. Start your own joint. Go into business for yourself. You don't know how to do it, learn it. You don't know how to do it, take a class. You know what I'm saying? Use the resources that's out here to start your own work, and then you'll make it. Simple as that.
Yeah, bro. The unity is not going to happen as much as I would love to see it. We too blind to the truth. And as long as we keep on feeding the system what they want, there ain't nothing going to change, man. I hate to sound like I'm doom thinking, but yeah, we shout out to the ones who really advocate for better. But
You got to get around self-minded like people. That's all. But for the ones that don't want to change, let them stay on that glue trap. If you're gonna be lazy, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna be a product of the system.
it's funny that you said that because somebody had said that to me earlier too, Chef. But nah, this was a good one. The guy who ultimately took his life, that's something that you're gonna have to sleep with and live with the rest of yours. I
All I
hope
can say is good luck getting that across, getting that justified to the black community, what you did. Good luck getting that across.
I don't think it matters if we accept it or not. I don't think that makes one difference. They don't give a shit about that. Because as far as they concerned, that's just one more down, you know, depopulation. We are the ones who need to be concerned about it and care about it and start giving them reasons to get away with shit like that. That's really what the message should be. Every time one of these black men or these black women lose their life like this, it should be a constant reminder that we need to do better. strengthen that cord so they don't have no way or reason to be able to infiltrate and divide what we got going on or we're trying to build. They don't want to see another Black Wall Street, bro. Nah, they don't want to see that. Shout outs to everybody who pulled up this evening. Salutes. Much love. I'm glad we had this talk. We gotta do better. That's all I'm gonna say, man. If you want to say anything before we close out, you got the floor.
Yeah, man. All I was just gonna touch on is, of course, we gotta improve our thinking and our walk out here, man, and being just be self-aware. Be self-aware of who you are and who you are to people and move accordingly. Cause it's too much ignorant. That was an ignorant thing to do for him to pull that cap gun out like that. Let me say that. That was ignorant. You know. Only thing that really mean to me is that, he couldn't take an ass whooping like a man, bro. That's what that mean to me. You know what I'm saying? You had to pull a cap gun out to get a win. A quick win like that. So, and then it ultimately, cost him his life, you know what I'm saying, doing it like that. So, I mean, we gotta that's the part about being self-aware, because if he knew that man was gonna pull that gun out and start shooting him, would he would have made the choice that he made? I don't think so. So let that sink in. And also we gotta, going back to getting counseling if dudes need it, man, because we cannot, as a man in this world, man, you can't be responding to situations around you like you're a female. You can't do that. And what I mean by a female is a man can't act out his emotions. He had to be logical. That man was emotional. He wasn't using his logic. He wasn't looking at the fact that this owner could have a gun, or if I pull this out, he didn't think all the way down the line and he got killed. So that's how we gotta go. We gotta think down the line. We can't think in the moment and say, I'm salty, let me do this. That's not gonna help you. So other than that, man, we yeah. This could have been avoided, bro. Real talk. This was a good discussion, but this could have been avoided. And I just hope we can learn from it. That's about all I got on it, man.
And with that being said, man, y'all have a blessed night. If y'all follow me on YouTube, leave a comment. Let me know what y'all thought about the discussion, man. If you're not following me, hit that link in the bio. Tap in with us. Appreciate you for pulling up. Shout out to everybody who tapped in. Y'all enjoy y'all Monday. Enjoy your Sunday. Just in case we don't chop it up. And do me a solid before y'all go, if you don't mind.
Push the goddamn button.
Peace.
The main events. Any means necessary.